Gift Talks podcast series. Today we are here with Amira, who's the marketing head at Monabi. We'll talk about Monabi's journey with sustainability and how it has established itself a premium brand presence.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
So should we start?
Of course,
Yeah.
yes.
So can we start with you sharing the journey of Monabi?
Okay, so Monabi is a brand which was first launched in the States and then it came to India in 2021. Before that, it was just produced and sold in US. And right now also all the designs for the products, they are crafted in the States and they're produced by artisans in India. So we are working on sustainability on another level. We are not just making bags or houseware or homeware stuff, but we are looking at sustainability to look chic, to look eco-friendly, to also come with all the fast fashion styles. So for that we make sure that we're not using anything which is bad for the environment. We use truck tarps, recycled canvas, plastic bottles, because I feel that that's one of the major reasons why we are here and having this conversation
Yeah,
about
of course.
sustainability. So that's how Monabi started in India in 2021.
Okay. Can you talk how Monabi got into the corporate gifting industry?
So we got our bags. We started off with bags initially, and we got the bags designed in US. We said we just thought of giving it a try. So now again, people have gotten very aware about sustainability and they're getting aware about it as a few people think of sustainability as their religion and they're working
Yeah.
towards it in that way. So just in these last few years, we've seen a major difference that everyone wants to shift towards
Of
sustainability.
course. Yeah.
And that was the time when we thought this is the right time to get in the market. We did not have a lot of competitors. Now we do. Now, even from Zara to H&M, they are
Okay.
also coming up with sustainable
Yeah.
fashion. And that was way before we, Monabi, came out with this. So this is how we entered the market, and we got bags in a design in designs in a way that people were not just looking at it as, okay, we're going to buy it because it's sustainable fashion, but also because wow, they look so good. And I'm going out to my college and people are looking back and asking me, where did I get this bag from? And that was the time I realized that, okay, fine, this is something which is going to take sustainability and fashion to a next level.
So how did Monabi get into the corporate gifting aspect?
Into the corporate gifting aspect, again, we started off with checking on how sustainability works and all of that.
Yeah.
And it took time. We did not jump into the sustainable into the corporate market right then
away,
when
yeah.
we started off very low, because again, we are also aiming at a luxury market.
Yeah.
And we are surrounded by Dior, Hermes, all around us in luxury market, and we are taking it very slow. Till date, I'll say that we are in a process of getting there. So we started doing new product development for corporates, and that's when we got our first big order. That, because again, everyone wants to gift sustainable
Yeah.
things. So if you talk about something which happened maybe 10 years back, you would go around and gift candles or something, like
Pens probably.
pens, diaries, calendars for Diwali gifts.
Yes.
But we noticed a few years back that corporates wanted to do something different, something more, something wholesome and
Yes,
fuller
yes,
than
yes.
that. And that was the time when we got our first big order for corporate, when they were looking for something sustainable and chic and fashionable for all their employees. And that's how we entered the corporate industry per se.
That must have been quite a proud moment.
Of course, it was. Of course, there's another very big competition of ours, and we were just looking at them and we were just wondering, okay, they're doing so good and we've just got in the market. So yes, that was the time when we got in that.
So, what do you think are a few benefits that sustainable selling sustainable gifts like these have been for you, and what do you think have been some drawbacks and challenges when you got into this field?
Okay, so let's just take an example before I start answering this question. 100 years back, our grandparents, today we have more than 4 times more clothes and bags in our wardrobes than our grandparents ever had. Like 100 years back, they would not even have imagined
Yeah.
that we can go out not repeating clothes for over a month, and
Fast fashion.
that's fashion, and it's gone crazy. So just like that, how times are changing, and with that, we decided that sustainability will come in the picture. It's only now that everyone's PETA is getting into power and all of that, but we at that point never realized that if we're buying one leather bag, it's taking away 3 or 4 cows' lives. And fashion sector is the second most polluting sector after the oil industry, and that was something which was a little bit aching in the heart, that okay, we're doing fashion, of course we have to, but in a way wherein our earth does not get affected.
Of course.
Sustainable development is basically not hampering the needs of a future generation, and we are not like getting away from it. How we are behaving and all of it, it's
The fast fashion is thriving.
it's crazy. So, and it's actually not wrong to do fashion, but it's just that we can't do fashion in the name
course.
of just for the sake
Ruining,
of our environment, and we can't keep that aside because we see how global warming's right. It's bad.
It's really
It's really bad.
So, what do you think are some challenges or drawbacks you're facing in this industry?
In this industry for sustainable development and sustainable fashion at the moment, I would say that people are getting more aware of it. The demand for goods are increasing, and as the demands of goods increase, competition also increases. Now, we believe in transparency. We are very transparent with our consumers. Once a customer comes to Monabi, they get something, they understand that Monabi aligns with their values, mindsets, and most importantly, the fashion they're looking at. They come back, they recommend, they return. And that's how we grow.
Yeah.
Now, drawbacks would be again, we're surrounded in a market with so many competitions and so much of when we say that we are going towards luxury fashion, it's not very easy to make a name in an industry where demand is so high and there are so many people working towards the same thing.
Yeah.
That's the major drawback. But again, when they know that Monabi aligns with them, they come back. Now, we at Monabi are very great storytellers.
Yeah.
We are amazing at storytelling. So, we have a story and we craft it in such a way that people understand that. And when they do, they then understand that okay, fine, they're also customizing it according to our needs. They're also, you have a bag, okay, I personally carry one bag with me all the time, which if I have to run away, I can run away with that bag because it has everything. It has space and so many compartments for my iPad, for my laptop, for my books, for my clothes, everything. Now, that is how we get consumers attracted towards what we are working towards, and that's how we get them. Now, every industry has drawbacks, right? Every industry has competition, and competition is not necessarily a drawback but a challenge. And we take it as a challenge. So yes.
Good. Nice to hear that. So, you're talking about a story.
Yeah.
What is that story? I would like to know more.
If you look at our collection, each bag would tell a story. Not even one bag will have a similar design. Not even one bag will have a similar they'll not have similar compartments, a similar structure. If I say that we started in US, we get it designed there. We brainstorm on ideas
Okay.
which appeal to our consumers from all generations. So even a 50-year, so a man needs a bag for laptop, a woman
Yes.
needs a bag. Okay, yeah, we need
Yeah, we
bags, we
need
need
bags.
handbags, kid needs a backpack.
Yeah.
We have it all. And that's when we think that, and it's not the same. We sit down, we brainstorm on ideas for our consumers. For example, right now only I was working on a pitch, and we were coming up with it's a secret. We were, we were coming up with anime because it's going crazy nowadays.
Yeah.
How people have, it's crazy.
It
The
is
craze is
crazy.
real. That anime is, people are not just getting over it. So that was the time when we realized that we can also get a few more things,
Yeah.
and that's when we target the right audience.
Okay.
We have everything for the right target audience, and that's what makes a story special.
What strategies do you employ to make your brand such premium, to put your brand in a premium status quo? Because Monabi is a luxury brand, and luxury and lifestyle brand. So I feel it has gained that premium status quo. How have you established yourself that way?
To begin with, we started off with a user development. So
Okay.
we have a clear state in mind what are our target audience, and we work on them. So we customize the needs of a consumer. So if someone needs a specific thing, we can give it to them. Now that's when we add an emotional aspect to what we are delivering.
Yeah.
And that's when the consumer gets, okay, we like this product, this was given to us by Monabi, we will come back and we are going to recommend it to other people. And that's when it's a cycle, and it
Yeah.
happens. And luxury is again for a very affluent class. For
Yes.
there are very specific demographics for luxury. Now, luxury for me can be a Monabi bag, and for you it can be a Cartier bracelet.
Okay.
So luxury depends
Depends on
from
the person,
to
yeah.
person. Now, for me, I would again repeat myself and say that we offer customization on another level. I can carry this one bag with me wherever I go, and I can run away with that bag because it has so many compartments in it. It
Okay.
has everything from my laptop to my clothes. It can fit in everything.
Everything.
And consumers want that, right? About luxury market. We are getting there. We are not there
not.
yet.
Okay.
We are getting there. We are in the process.
In the
It's a
process.
long process, and we've started. So we have things in our mind, and we're working towards it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like you talked about your utility bags, the bag has everything itself, right? So, what is the unique selling point for your brand, and which point do you think is moving your brand forward, taking it towards the top?
A basic USP is when sustainability meets chic. So it's not just a bag which fits in everything you have, but it's a stylish bag that when you take it out with you, people are going to turn back and ask you, where did you get this from? And it has happened with me. It has happened with so many people I know. And that's when I started giving out bags to my friends on Diwali and all the occasions, because they were always like, we want this bag you're carrying. We love this color. We love this design. Even before they saw what was inside for them, even before they knew that, okay, it has so much of space. So our designs, our versatile, durable designs, we also, they're not going to fade out. So we have something in dark blue. It's not going to be fade.
Yeah.
It's not going to fade. It's not going to be light blue in some time, like most of the brands have. We use top quality products, and again, those products are not hampering our environment. From recycled canvas to truck tarps to recycled plastic bottles, we use it all. And that's what makes our bags special. Each bag has a story to tell. Each bag has an emotion attached with it. Yeah.
especially for women. They attach
Yeah.
emotions to material things. We attach emotions to material things.
Exactly for exactly for women. So for women it's always like this. Even if they have one bag, it's never enough.
Yeah.
They want 5 different bags. So we provide that option, we provide that choice to choose.
Yeah.
It's not just one option. Okay, fine, we have this one bag, take it or leave it. No, we have one bag in 10
need
colors
every
with
bag
12
for an
designs.
occasion.
Yes.
So talking about sustainability, how do you think brands can build their own sustainable uh, outlook, not just through gifting? Like CSR, it helps gifting sustainable products. How do you think brands can build their own sustainable outlook?
For brands to be able to build a sustainable, are we talking about sustainable fashion right now, like bags and
In general,
in general?
yes.
Um, Again, it's very important for
Yeah.
a story to be there. You have to
Yeah.
tell a story to your consumers. They should feel attached. They should have some connection to you.
Mhm.
That okay, fine. This is something which
Yeah.
I want to come back for. Um, to begin with that, then it's important to understand the needs of your consumers.
Yeah.
It's very important to have that target audience in mind
Mhm.
and know that you're doing a certain thing for a certain section of people. Like I spoke about the anime collection.
Yeah.
Now, that anime collection will also not be used by a 55-year-old
No,
man,
no.
but for a specific
It has a very small target audience, but it's
yeah,
growing day by day.
it's growing day by
Yeah.
day. So that's how we are also. We are also growing day by day.
Yeah.
Other than that, participating in exhibitions like we are here for the biggest exhibition,
Yes.
and that gives you power on another level. Not like with your brand, but mentally you see so many things, you understand so much about
Yeah.
your brand, and you create awareness.
Yeah.
And that awareness is the most important thing in people at the moment. You can sell anything in the name of fashion.
Yeah.
People will buy
Buy
it.
it, yeah.
They will close their eyes and they'll buy it.
Yeah.
But it has to be something, we're transparent with our consumers, and we sell transparency over products.
That's wonderful.
And that's what would be my advice also.
Okay. That's some valuable insights. So, you were talking about consumer preferences, and how do you identify which is your target audience, and what is the current trend that aligns with the consumer?
So we have a very vast product selection, and we have a product for each category. So I would for sure say that a major target audience, or 70% of target audience, would be above teenagers, somewhere between people in their 20s and 30s. That would be our 50 to 60% of target audience. But then comes the rest 40, wherein we sell our homeware, our lifestyle products. So we have beautiful collection of rugs. We are coming up with new pet collections also, because that's another thing we are going ahead with, and we see that change in people, that more than children, there are pets in the households these
Yes.
days. I will give you my
That is a
example.
trend.
My mom would buy something if she sees something online cute, and she knows it's towards saving.
Yeah.
And also we are not priced at a very high level as well, so people I don't think will not want to buy, because if they have pets, they know
Yeah.
they pamper their
Yeah, of
pets.
course.
Yeah. So we have our collection for our pets. We have collection for teenagers who go to school. We have very very smart bags for them, and we have laptop carrying bags for people who go to office. So that's how we segregate our target audience, by just having a variety of products for everyone and anyone. So that's what Monabi is.
Yeah.
Everyone is welcome, and we'll cater to their needs.
Talking about pets, so this pet ranges, it's also sustainable.
Yes, everything is sustainable. Again, from recycled plastic bottles, recycled canvas, truck tops. Yeah, everything is recycled. Yes,
That's the Monabi's brand image.
yes, that is.
Sustainability meets chic.
That is.
So, any advice or insights you would like to offer for people who are entering into this field? sustainable gifting field, to be particular?
For this, I'd say that be confident about what you're doing. At least have that faith in yourself that you're trying to build something and you're not doing it just for your own good but for the good of our environment. And that's a very important part of it. About sustainability, of course, fashion and all of it comes one way, but doing something, giving it back to earth is another. So have that faith. It's a very slow process, it takes time, but it will happen. It's going to happen. Participating in exhibitions, making people aware about your brand. I'd say just boast about your brand whenever and wherever you get an option. It's not something that you're overconfident about,
Yeah.
but it's never wrong to talk
It's-
about your
yeah,
brand
of
if you're doing
course not.
something so good.
Yeah.
And that's important that people know that you're in this field.
Yes.
You have a story to tell.
Yeah.
You're and just cater to your consumers. Just cater to what and how they like things. And till the time you'll not have a good connection with your consumers, it's very difficult in an industry like this to go anywhere, because it started because of consumers who've started to understand the importance of sustainability. And that's again an emotional connect. That's why it's happening today, and that's why we are having this conversation today.
Of course.
So
The
it's-
customer is always right.
customer is always right. So just have that confidence and do that.
Okay. Well, I think that is it for the podcast. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It was wonderful meeting you.
Thank you. It was really nice talking to you.